Well, first off, I want to thank God. I don't even know. Oh, today's the Friday the 27th, I believe. It's not in front of me. I don't know. But I just want to thank everybody who came last night to our immediate family streaming of our new album. We had a great time at the Grammy Museum. Everybody who came there were people from the clubhouse there, which was really fantastic to say hi to them. And just in general, it was really a lovely evening and a nice way to launch this long overdue project that we've been sitting on since before the pandemic. So my heartfelt thanks to everybody who came, and it was fun just meeting everybody and signing the CDs and all that. It was a memory I will have for a long, long time. And holding on to any memories at this point is a good thing, I'll tell you. Been really busy this morning because it's going to be, go from a sublime, wonderful day yesterday to a pretty sad day today. The great Mike Finnegan, who passed away recently, who's one of the all-time great keyboard player, B3 players, singers, and bon vivant gadabout town, passed away, and today is his memorial service. I'm going to be going to that, and it's just hard to believe that this guy was such a force of nature. When he walked in a room, he more than anything exploded into a room. His playing was amazing. His singing, everything from playing with Jimi Hendrix to Etta James to Bonnie Raitt, you name it, this guy's done it, and it was heartbreaking to lose him. So it'll be nice to go pay last respects to him, and not last thoughts, because I'll be listening to his music for a long time. But it's just always weird when we lose, great ones like this. And there's been so many in this past couple of months. From Dusty Hill to, Don Everly and Clarence McDonald and Charlie Watts. It just goes on and on, almost on a daily basis, and it's really heartbreaking to lose these people that are contributing such positive energy into society. And so that it'll be. I'm glad I'm going to it, but it's going to be a little bit of heartbreak in there because. It's because I just can't imagine that Mike's gone. But that being said, I thought I would just pay a weird tribute to him today. And I can't remember how many years ago we did this. This was quite some time ago. But my friend Steve Mackel contacted me, and he said, we're going to make this like little fake documentary and about a fictitious band and the disappearance of the singer from the group. And we got together at the Alley Rehearsal Studios, one of the iconic rehearsal rooms in LA, where we worked on projects starting back in the early 70s. That was like pretty much the go-to rehearsal place. The hang there was great, and the walls were covered with pictures of everybody who worked there, with Lowell George, and you just kind of name it. This was like a serious watering hole for everybody. And so we spent a day just in there, filming this, kind of coming up with characters, and everybody kind of got into their own version of it, and everything was completely off the cuff. There was no script to this. We just went for it, and Mike is in this, chomping on his cigar and sitting at the B3. To me, the two highlights of this thing is Mike Finnegan and the great Vinnie Colaiuta on drums. And the character Vinny turned into is worth the price of admission. I sat there, I had snot running out of my nose. I was laughing so hard at what Vinny was coming up with. So this was a fictitious band called the Sad Ass Desert Dogs, or SADS. And there's two parts, and I'll just show you both parts. And there's music involved because we were working on we were doing songs. So I mean, it could have actually been a legit band, but it was this whole little caper that we went through. And let's just go ahead and check this out. When you see Mike and Vinny, it's a trip. I'll say that. So here we go.
watching K9 Action News with Daytime Emmy Award nominee Mark Thompson.
Our lead story tonight involves the legendary, if not infamous, New Mexico bar band known as the Sads and the mysterious disappearance of their former lead singer, J.D. Rock. Our Kevin Cavalier caught up with the band in a Los Angeles rehearsal studio where he spent almost an entire afternoon trying to unravel the history, chemistry, and mystery behind the sad-ass Desert Dogs.
Tell me a little bit about Mr. Rock, Mr. J.D. Rock. I know that you were affiliated with him for some time.
That's Mike Finnegan.
J.D. Rock, yes. Funny thing about him, he, nobody liked him. The man, his own mama said he was a waste of skin. His dad used to say, I can still hear him to this day, go someplace and try to matter.
I think I saw him, I think it was in Franklin, Tennessee was the last time I saw him. He was actually at a pawn shop. He was selling his accordion. I always considered him a gentleman because he had the ability to play an accordion and he didn't.
I first met him at a crafts fair that I did at Taos Middle School, and I make rock and roll snow domes, so that's my side business. I've been doing that for a long time. So I sold 250 of them to Taos Middle School, and we had an exhibit there, and he came to the exhibit, and he was very, very nice to me, very, very handsome man.
I didn't hate JD. I loved him. He was like a brother to me. Where is he?
I'm glad you asked me that, because the first and last time I saw J.D. Rock was his picture on that bass drum. That's the only time I've ever seen the man, because Sage hired me when he heard me singing in New Orleans. So, I heard about him. Now I did hear a story that, he was like, shit-faced somewhere in Plaquemines Parish and wandered off into the swamp, and I heard he was raised by a family of nutria, something like that.
I got more money in my ashtray now than I ever had in the bank. Every song I hear on the radio, I got on CD. What I used to spend on a monthly meal, I pump into the tank. But when I'm driving down the road, there ain't no one next to me. I make a living making music, yeah, from the cities to the sticks. I make it arm and leg, just doing what comes naturally. Yeah, and I stay in the finest hotel rooms, prices make you sick. But when I wake up, there ain't no one next to me. Lord, come out, whoever you are. Get out of my head and into the sky. Come out, oh baby, whoever you are. Yeah, this man been looking so long, the way I did, it's been wrong. Come out, oh baby, whoever you. I was always looking for my future.
Nobody liked him. The man had the personality of a small soap dish. He was drunk. And you know what? The man stunk. The man smelled. He did not bathe. He didn't stop bathing. He didn't taper off. He just stopped. He wasn't well liked at all.
I have a hot dog lady says she saw you and J.D. Rock under a viaduct in Gary, Indiana together, and I want answers.
Listen, that was the woman who owns Pink's in Los Angeles. She was vacationing in Gary. Apparently she has relatives there. JD and I were driving. We were driving from Strongsville, Ohio, just outside of Cleveland, heading to Gary to do a very big benefit show. Flat tire. It was pouring rain. We're going to wind up underneath a viaduct. Are you going to change a flat in the pouring rain without some type of coverage, man-made or otherwise? I think not.
Well, he liked to be tied up. That was his thing. Hanging himself, masturbation, you know, everybody knew about that.
He used to love to tell ghost stories. He loved telling ghost stories. You know, and we'd have tea and crumpets, and he used to tell me ghost stories a lot.
And did you play under the sheets like ghosts?
Well, a little bit. You know, he used to run around the house like a ghost and scare me when I was taking a shower and things like that.
I liked him.
Well,
I liked him.
did you ever lend him a bar of soap or anything, or suggest to him perhaps that he should?
I liked him so much that I stopped hanging out with him as a way of letting him know. I mean, it was tough love. It was the only way to deal with a thing like that, really, is you just got to stop enabling. And I figured that the longer I stay around him, the more he's going to stink. And so I just said, you know, it ends here.
Casper.
Vinny.
Casper, you know,
was he friendly? Always?
He was always friendly, you know. He called me Casper for a while, but then, you know, I used to make him laugh a lot, so that's how he came up with the name Sparky. My real name is Julius Oscar de la Esteban Cornelius Montana, but he started calling me Sparky.
Well, I woke up to her asking, can you tell me what was Italy like? I could fix your breakfast, baby, maybe later we could go for a hike. Now I'm in a situation where she wants a new relationship. Hey, I ain't that guy, but I can't help myself from falling. Yeah, I can't help myself at all. Yeah, I can't help myself from falling. Well, I can say we're done forever, now it's over till the next time I come.
I saw him leave with a handgun and a really depressed look on his face, so I really don't think any of us did anything to this guy. I really think he took himself out. But if he didn't, I'd love to have killed him, because you know, because everybody wanted to kill him. He was a douchebag.
Well, he was a drunk too. He was a tongue-chewing, knee-walking drunk.
But a gifted douchebag, like an embroidered douchebag.
We actually have a receipt at a pawn shop for a Glock 9mm made not too long after J.D. Rock entered the band.
It's a shame.
What kind of receipt? A receipt of purchase?
With the thumbprint, it's actually got your thumbprint in its key. You're seen on camera with a Glock. And the will to use it looks like, frothing at the mouth.
What do you know about a Glock? From a pawn shop. I know you bought a clock from a pawn shop. You bought a Glock as well? You said you're picking up a clock.
For protection.
You bought a clock for protection?
No, I bought...
Someone stealing your time? Wasting your... Killing time?
Years.
You bought a Glock? You told me a Glock.
I bought a Glock and I needed a gun. I needed protection.
What did you need protection from?
People.
What kind of people?
Mean people.
Okay, there. That's the end of part 1. And here continues on.
Just because I love you doesn't mean that I get to.
I love Vinny in this, though. He just
share
went
our
to such
bed
a
with
great
a
place.
baby.
We had some songs to cut, but everything has just been improvised.
And I know the way you're feeling, and I know I'm part to blame, 'cause you wish that I was different, and I guess I feel the same. Remember when you said I was everything without even trying? Remember when you healed my soul? And what do you say when she's walking away? Pretty as a setting sun. What do you say when she's walking away? Pretty as a setting sun.
you were actually last seen hosing him down in a self-car wash and on Los Angeles Boulevard, and I was wondering...
I was drunk, and I regret that. I said I wasn't going to enable anymore, but by trying to help, I didn't help. See, that's the thing you got to learn about a man that stinks, is that if you try to help them, you're not helping. You're actually harming them. They're not taking care of themselves. When I hosed him down that day, I was drunk, I regret it, and I wish you hadn't brought it up. I'm ashamed of it.
Do you know where he went, sir?
I think I answered your question forthrightly.
Well,
I mean, look in my eyes.
You paint a pretty picture.
I'm just saying, I think he was checking out. So if he's missing, my guess is he's taking a slow boat to China to find himself. I think we're all on a Siddhartha-esque quest. I don't need this.
Last time I saw him was at the diner. At the diner that we go to a lot. And he was always alone. And
that's convenient.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No witnesses.
What do you mean witnesses?
Well, the diner's by a cornfield, and there's a lot of bad things happen in that cornfield. I think you know that.
Well,
there's a lot of corn in your arts and crafts, too.
I mean, I've heard stories, but I don't really know.
Well, we know that J.D. Rock gave you a bad Caesar haircut at one point, and you were very, very angry. And we have that on videotape.
No, you don't.
Sir, I am not lying to you.
Oh, hell.
We saw you running with scissors, which in itself is very dangerous.
Shortly after your eyes meet, so was she and you. You'll talk and laugh, fantasize of each other, go on a date or two. You swap life stories over dinner. Hell, that didn't take long. Well, if all this stuff lays out so right, how's it all go wrong?
So about 3 days later, we met there again, and he was talking to someone else. And that's when I realized that...
The girl?
Yes. That there were women. There were women. And,
it's okay.
It hurt. It violated my trust in him. And I walked out. I walked out, and that was the last I've ever seen him.
I think I saw him at Jerry's Deli, right here in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, a lot of people say. He was quite ill at the time. He was over there getting some chicken soup, and that's the last time I saw him. As I remember it real distinctly because he ran out on the check. Yeah, he walked on the bill. He just ran out the door like a kid, really, like a teenager.
Like a dine and dash?
Yeah, one of those deals. And they saw me talking to him, and they brought me the check. And
well, guilt by association.
Yeah,
you were dining with him.
I was over $6, and that was a lot of money at that time.
When was this?
That was in April of this year.
Are we done?
Are we almost done? Can we wrap this up? Because I have, I'm setting up an online preschool, and I have to go home and attend to that.
Stop. I had enough. Cut. Just stop. How do I look?
You know, people said that he overdosed on drugs, and some other people have said that he moved to Thailand. I heard somebody said because he liked them Thai sticks, but hell, it's hard to tell. There ain't no telling. There's only finding out, really, on the thing.
Miss you, Mike.
Obviously the tip of a mysterious iceberg shrouded in the enigma of a shaggy dog story. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 11. I'm Mark Thompson. Good night.
I don't know quite what was ever to become of that, but we had a fun day just throwing all this stuff together on it. And but I was thinking about Mike Finnegan. You know, could have posted a million things today of his brilliant playing, but it was just funny to spend that day together with everybody getting into these characters. But to me, Vinny is so priceless in this. It's like the last thing most people would ever expect to see the incredibly great Vinny Colaiuta be doing is becoming Sparky. So, so it's a really great day from the standpoint that the Immediate Families album is officially released today. And again, I want to thank the Grammy Museum for their generosity of having us come in there and do our presentation of it. Everybody who worked there is so great. Scott, who introduced us, came in from New Mexico to do it, and Bruce Quarto, who owns our label, Quarto Valley Records, and David Helfant and Fred Korshall and just their whole team, and Lisa Roy. Everybody really did a wonderful job of putting this whole thing together, and we are just excited as hell for this album coming out. So today is really, it's a really cool day, but just tempered with this farewell ceremony for Mike Finnegan. Again, like I said, I can't believe this cat is not with us now, because he was somebody who just took up the room when he came in. And again, there's so much going on in this world that's just so heartbreaking. A planet of such potential being squandered on so many levels. It's just unfathomable to me what's going on, both with natural disasters and human disasters. Nature's disasters I can understand and deal with, but the human disasters taking place are really just kind of beyond comprehension for this moment of time that we actually have here, which is our lifespan. To squander it on just such insanity is just unbelievable. So my heart is absolutely still with all the people that are working within medical community and all the different situations that are trying to sustain people's lives throughout this, who shouldn't be in the hospital. If they would have just gone out and gotten their vaccinations, they would not be in the hospital, or if they were, it would be the most minor thing compared to being intubated and on their last breaths. I'm gonna try to get out this week and see if my third shot's available, my booster, and I'm gonna jump right in and get it. I have no issues, had no problems with the first 2 shots, and it gives you it lifts a cloud. At least for me, it did. As soon as I got those shots, I just suddenly walked out the door and went, man, I don't have to really be as afraid as I was, because I know people that have died from this, and I know people that are long haulers and stuff, and it's not good. The alternative of what you're facing if you don't do the right thing is pretty catastrophic for you, your family, your friends. So be smart about this, and thank you to all of you who are working so hard. So I'm going to get going here and get ready to head out to Mike's memorial, and I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be heading off to the studio to start Susanna Hoff's new album, Susanna from the Bangles. So we'll be in the studio for the next 3 days, I think, working on that, and then again like the following week or something. So lots to deal with. Pups just had breakfast. I'm going to go down and took them for a walk earlier this morning and get on with my day. And you do the same, and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.